Hi, welcome back to the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. Mac, TJ, back at it in 2020. I came across an article in the National Review, the most absurd PC moments of the 2000s, the decade we just ended. They're not in any particular order, and so we won't do it in that fashion, and we may throw in a few of our own as we go along. A college diversity training course that taught it was culturally insensitive to expect people to be on time. In their minds, time should be considered fluid, along with everything else. There is no truth. There are no absolutes. Whatever you feel is what it is. So if you feel like you're on time, you're on time. So I guess if I have a job where I work 8 to 4, I show up at noon, you better not say anything.
Well, I have a pet peeve at my job. I got people that are, they're pretty good, but I call it nickel and diming you.
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes late, nickel and diming you. And so, they're pretty good after they nickel and dime you.
Yeah, the 5 to 10 minutes late, but every day.
Yeah, it's part of their character.
It's
in their DNA, okay?
Not to pick on any particular race group, because people of all races are late. But there's a thing in this area of the country, it's called black time, which is blacks show up when they show up.
Also, when I was in the military, if you weren't 15 minutes early, you were late, okay? They did not take kindly to people running up to formation right before 1 minute before we were ordered to fall in. They didn't.
Well, that leads to disorganization.
Yeah.
Okay, another one. The phrase trigger warning was deemed a trigger. According to a piece in Everyday Feminism, I know you're a subscriber to that, right?
What's that?
Everyday Feminism, that magazine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Trigger warning is actually a trigger itself, because it could re-traumatize people who have suffered military, police, and other forms of violence. I find it interesting in their little comment there that other forms of violence. What would those be? I mean, a guy carjacks you? It's like they're excluding some people from their wrongdoings.
I just feel like I'm being triggered at being accused of triggering others.
That's right.
You know what? It's a vicious circle. You know what? Now you're triggering me, all right?
Yeah. The third one, a professor was accused of sexual harassment for saying that effort is 10% of the grade. I didn't know effort was sexual.
I didn't even know effort went toward the grade. You talk about a bell-shaped curve there.
Yeah. But what is that? Women don't try, or men don't try, or men try harder than women, or vice versa? I mean, what's that?
Well, I'm still trying to get past the effort being 10. So if I got 60 or 70, which would be a C or a D or an F or whatever, but I tried really hard, I'd get a C plus maybe. I'm still trying to get past that 10% effort.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm playing softball and I run as hard as I can down the first baseline, but I'm out, what do I get for my effort?
Yeah,
tired.
Really.
I get tired, that's what I get. Okay, let's move on. A campus survey included a trigger warning to caution college students that it may contain anatomical names of body parts.
I read that one again.
A campus survey included a trigger warning to caution college students that it may contain anatomical names of body parts.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what the hell that means. Oh,
well, I was wondering if this is an extension of mailman or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, M-A-L-E, man. All right, move on to university. Researchers demanded that we accept people who identify as real vampires.
Well, that's living in another world.
Well, all I know about vampires is they suck. University, it goes to the idea that whatever you think you are, everyone else must accept that version of you and treat you accordingly. And to say otherwise...
Well, to say otherwise, you can be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean,
well,
that's
a guy
kind
did
of where
get
we're
16
going.
years in prison for burning a gay flag. or a rainbow flag. So don't think it's not real. Moving on, a Seattle area councilman was concerned about city housing cleaning poop off its sidewalks because he thought it might be too racially insensitive.
So they were worried about him cleaning poop off his sidewalk.
Or him saying that he was concerned about getting the poop off the sidewalk, that might be racially insensitive.
Sounds to me like they're full of excrement.
Yeah, I don't know anyone of any racial group that wants to
By the way, I have visited Seattle multiple times.
who wants to step in human mess on the sidewalk. Who wants to do that?
You know, and I used to think of Seattle as a cleaner version of San Francisco, but
Well, they're both terrible now.
not anymore. Not anymore. No more.
Some feminists decided that pussy hats were racist and transphobic.
Okay, well, that's a stretch.
Well, we do have women who got together and they were screaming at President Trump through their vaginas. So, hey, if that makes sense, then I guess this makes sense.
Well, if you don't buy into it, then you're a sexist.
Yeah, if you buy into the fact that you and I are males, then we're transphobic.
Yeah.
Well, I now I have an irrational fear of trans people. I don't believe I do. Moving on, a professor claimed that small chairs in preschools are sexist and disempowering and problematic.
I don't even know where they'd get that from.
Well, you have to have a warped mind to come up with most of these things. What the hell difference does it matter? I mean, they're size appropriate chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you and I were sitting in those chairs, we'd look ridiculous. Maybe we would look ridiculous anyway. College student decided against bringing a camel to school for Hump Day event due to concerns about racism. It goes to their mindset.
I'm trying to figure out where they even come up with these ideas. I mean,
Well,
you know, when you think Hump Day, something else enters the mind. All right, sorry. You know.
just one day, huh? But it goes to their own ideas about people. See, I see a camel, I see a camel. I might think of Camel cigarettes. They think of a Camel jockey because they're racist and that's where their mind goes.
And you know what? That would have never entered my mind. I guess I
That's
got
why
my mind on other things.
That's why it's racist. Because you're thinking someone from the Middle East is a camel jockey, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean anyway. Easter eggs should be called spring spheres.
Gee, that's called being extremely anti-religious.
Yeah, they don't call it that though. It's they're being sensitive to people who might be offended by the word Easter. A group of Berkeley students insisted that they could not take their in-class exam due to a lack of privilege.
Sounds like someone putting a whole lot of effort into getting an A.
Yeah, if they can't make the grade, then it's because they don't have privilege. I see a lot of people from. You take Dr. Ben Carson for an example. He was a native Detroiter who lived in squalor and became one of the world's finest neurosurgeons, pediatric neurosurgeons, and now he's the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. So people can overcome their obstacles.
You mean the guy who successfully operated on conjoined twins, or whatever the term is? I mean, the guy who was ridiculed for not knowing anything. That never sat well with me.
Well, you're going to love this next one. The phrase "long time no see" was reportedly declared to be derogatory towards Asians.
See, I can't even.
Your mind can't even go there because it goes to their own racism.
I would say.
Well, I know what
in a desert or something.
Well, no, the inference is this: love you long time.
Oh, okay.
Is what they're getting at. Long time no see. That's nonsense as always, and that was out of a Colorado State University.
Clearly, I don't have a warped mind.
Well, no, it goes to their own racist feelings that they have embedded in them. college newspaper changes its name from The Bullet because editors were concerned the name was too dangerous.
All right.
I mean, you and I both carry firearms, but I don't go around going, bullet, 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 because it's not dangerous at all.
Well, are they going to change the word bulletin since it contains the word bullet?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's because that's the path you're on.
Well, they changed it to the blue and the gray press. Because that they were the old name propagated violence. Now, when I hear the name of a newspaper, and it might be, well, in the case of The Bullet, it makes me want to go out and shoot somebody because I heard the word bullet. I can't use this program because it's got bullet points. It makes me go into a rage. Or when they tried to nail Sarah Palin for saying we're going to target this area, that meant that she promoted the shooting of what's her name, Gabby Gifford in Arizona. A few more here, and we'll wrap it up. Lecturers were warned that capital letters might scare students and that they should avoid using them.
Sounds like they need a little bit better education.
Yeah, well, it might make them afraid to do the assignment.
Assuming they could read it.
I mean, where in the world do they come up with this? Have you ever been frightened by a capital letter?
No, I do know in emails if you capitalize everything, you're trying to make a point.
Well, yeah. If all the letters are capitalized,
Yeah.
you're yelling. Is someone's perception. I've never taken that way. Another one. A campus-wide email told white students to stop wearing hooped earrings because it was cultural appropriation. Well, because black and brown bodies, as they call them.
Well, you know, when I hear something like this, I almost feel like throwing up my arms as far as this whole culture thing. I just because they're thinking of things that no matter how hard I worked, no matter how much effort I put into it, I could never think this.
Whenever I see a black woman and she has straight hair, I don't think she's appropriating European culture or Asian culture, because blacks don't naturally have straight hair. Or a blonde black woman, or a redheaded black woman. Whose culture are they appropriating? Nobody thinks that. Nobody gives a damn about their hair. A campus Christian club was found guilty of discrimination for requiring its leaders to be Christians.
Well, imagine that.
Yeah, it's insanity. That kind of thing.
What they're trying to do is they want the deviants to work their way into an organization like that, so as to perhaps maybe corrupt it.
It is what happened with the Boy Scouts of America.
Yeah.
They had to let girls in. So what happens? Months after they do this, now the girls want an all-girl scout troop. That's what they had when they were Girl Scouts. But it was really more about wrecking the Boy Scouts than doing anything else. The word "too," T-O-O, was declared sexist because it deprived most women of satisfaction and appreciation. How does it do that? I'm too fat.
I can't even comment to that because I don't get that. I just don't get that.
A liberal author demanded that normal people avoid wearing any kind of red hat because red hats can be too scary. This goes to we have to accommodate the lowest common denominator, which in this case are very weak-minded people.
Well, clearly I'm not scared of this tablecloth or
red shirt.
Our shirts.
Yeah, I'd wear them. I'd wear this shirt so I can scare people.
Yeah. I hope we're not scaring too
many.
I
wore it when I was a kid. I was Halloween. This is what I wore. A red shirt. Scare the hell out of people. And we'll wrap it up with the last one. I like going back to that for a second, though. The normal people.
Yeah.
The normal people? Normal people are afraid of a hat? Skinny eyebrows were declared cultural appropriation. Because apparently, and I hadn't noticed this, that Latinas have thin eyebrows.
I never knew that.
I didn't either.
I just thought all women liked it. I know my wife plucks her eyebrows.
Well, they do what they do for their reasons. I can't think about them.
Someone's going to have to explain it to us in the comments section.
One last one. Evergreen State University told professors to take student protesters' feelings into account when grading them. Yeah, it goes back to that nonsense about the effort.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I did visit that campus once in 1988.
And? What was it like then?
It was.
You didn't wear a hat to scare the hell out of people, did you?
No, I was on a motorcycle, so I'm kind of lucky they didn't attack me, maybe. But it was in the middle of nowhere in the woods, and I was like, oh, what's this place? So.
All right, we're going to call it a wrap with the leftist insanity. It's really beyond our grasp.
Of the last decade.
You know, they're racists in every sense of the word. So we're going to drop it there, and as we always say on the Michigan Conservative Roundtable, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.